Whether you on the fly or have no place to go, always stay connected to the media table. Yeah, man.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Media Table, also known as TMT. I'm Mr.K and today I am joined by...
What's up, Meister? It's your boy Buckmeister, twice the nice that you were used to. Bam!
So, today we talking Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman!
Spoilers.
Spoilers. If you haven't watched it, turn the video off. Spoilers. Okay, I think they're warned now.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Cool.
All right, so let's talk about this movie. I'm going to talk about it from my perspective.
Okay, cool.
All right. I enjoyed the movie more than I thought I would. All right. And here's the thing. There's a lot of guys like me out there that were suffering from what I call the DCEU fatigue. Because let's face it, either the movies were divisive or not successful. Okay? So Batman v Superman at its best was divisive. Let's not even joke about that. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. It was not unanimous.
Yep.
All right.
It was mixed reactions.
It was a very mixed reaction, and they didn't make as much money as they thought they would.
Yeah.
Deadpool
still made a lot of money.
Deadpool netted more money than Batman v Superman.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It did.
Cool.
Well, it netted more money than Civil War as well. So.
Than Civil War.
Take it with apples and oranges. Hey man, it was something new. Civil War was okay, but that's another discussion for another time. Anywho, I just wanted to say that Wonder Woman is this is the first DCEU movie where a majority it's not going to be a mixed reaction. It's going to be mostly a positive reaction. All right, that's the first thing. Like, this is just facts, because even Rotten Tomatoes, which scored Batman v Superman with like what 37%.
Rotten Tomatoes can kiss my blood.
But I'm just saying, the way Rotten Tomatoes works is it gets like critics' opinion.
Obviously, look, we all know that the Wonder Woman scaling will obviously go down because...
no, but I mean, even if it goes down, it's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
It's a pretty safe bet.
Because its rating now stands at about, what, 94, 92. But, look, here's my issue, okay? Look. They gave me 97, okay? Higher than The Dark Knight, okay? I watched Wonder Woman, good movie, but by no means is it better than The Dark Knight.
It's not. No.
Also, Man of Steel, good movie, but it's not better than Man of Steel.
All right.
Go on.
Here we go. Now, here's the debate. Better than Man of Steel. Okay. Let me take a different angle at it. I look at Wonder Woman as the Captain America movie, the first Avenger movie that should have happened. That's how I look at it.
That should have happened.
Yeah. Okay?
It was better than it. Captain Kiss my black ass.
Here's the thing with the first
DC all the way, man.
Hey. I'm not with him.
I love DC.
I'm just joking. Okay, here's the thing with the first Captain America movie is that it established the character well, but the action was too jumbled up for it to actually be shot.
The action was whack.
Some of it was good.
No,
some
it
of
was garbage.
It
was shit.
You just not.
Look at Winter Soldier, Kung Fu, all of that bullshit.
Okay, but they had a different director. They had the
which means the one of the first one sucked.
He didn't suck. The second, it's not a case of he sucked. It was just that the second one was better. Okay, that's just the case. But now with the Wonder Woman, they had established characters, they had established motive, and they had filmed action really, really well within that movie. So all of the elements came together well, and that's what's working for this movie. It didn't bring anything new. Yeah. It didn't break any molds.
Yeah.
It's the only mold that it broke is that it's the first woman-driven superhero movie
that's actually successful.
That's the only mold that is really broken. But the fact that they played it safe, the execution was well, but they didn't. It was a beat for beat superhero movie. I think that is where a lot of people are having an issue with, because I feel like it's the best DCEU product that they put out yet, because I was never confused by her characters. So Man of Steel, he confused me at times. There were times where I was just like, bro, what do you want? What are you going for? You talking about saving lives, but then you fight with the wanton destruction. You don't actually make a plan. Like, I wish they had a shot in that fight where at least Superman was like about to go punch Zod, and then a building is falling, and he sees people running, and then he goes and he like lifts the building, and then Zod like tackles him out of the screen, and then the building falls on everybody else. Because then you cannot blame all of it on Superman. I don't blame all of it on Superman in that movie. I don't. And the other thing that worked for Man of Steel that is working for Wonder Woman is that it was centric. There was a linear following, if you can understand what I'm saying. Like, you had the goal, you had the motive, you had the bad guy, you had the thing to stop. One of the things that killed Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad is that there was too many elements at the same time. Okay. So you were dealing with now Will Smith, who had a daughter. Then you were dealing with Harley Quinn and a relationship with the Joker. Then you were dealing with Rick Flag and his liking of there were so many things going on in that movie that they didn't just establish. I feel like what they needed to do was just have a scene with Deadshot and his daughter, done. Scene with Joker, done. And the movie can continue on the same. Although Joker should have been the bad guy of the movie. But my point being, like Batman v Superman, it was a political drama in the beginning. Then it became this. Then it was the fantastical fight that was supposed to happen, which lasted like 8 minutes. And then it was the Doomsday with the fantastical explosions upon explosions upon explosions. It didn't feel centered. Like, a lot of it felt random. Okay, but there was a lot of good stuff in the movie. There was a lot of stuff that could have been that I wanted to expand upon, that I wish the movie was more about. But they threw in too many things. I mean, there was even that scene with the demons where Batman was in the desert. And I was just like, where does this come from? And apparently now, then the Flash comes in like a time portal or something. As a comic book fan, I probably know what that is, but there's no way you're going to explain that in the movie. There's no way that you're going to... Somebody's going to be like, what the hell?
A casual fan would not understand that at all, actually.
So I'm saying, with Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, the reason why they're getting compared so much right now is because they were both two movies that had their protagonist, that had their character development, and had their foe that they had to overcome. I just feel like Wonder Woman, because the way that they established her in the beginning is what is going for this movie. Don't forget
also, one of the reasons why Wonder Woman is successful as the first female super heroine-led film, it's coming off the success of the other films. Do you actually think, I want to know, do you think if Wonder Woman had to come out years ago alone, just like this other movie with Halle Berry, I think it was Catwoman, if it had to come out by itself, do you actually think that Wonder Woman would be as successful as it is? Because honestly...
Well, Catwoman was a bad movie. Let's not even...
But do you think Wonder Woman would be as successful as it is now without the other DC films? If it had to stand by itself, come out by its own...
And if it was executed like this and it came out on its own years ago, I think it would have done well.
Yeah, done well, but I don't think it'd be as successful as it is, because now we're coming with the...
No, but I'm saying, here's the thing though. We're springing off of her within Batman v Superman.
Absolutely.
Which was already very divisive to begin with. So a lot of people saw her in a small dosage and she was like, So I'm just saying, I don't know. Had they, because remember, with the opening of this movie, it opens as a flashback. Right? She's flashbacking to when she became Wonder Woman. So, I mean, you could take that all out and still have the movie. And the movie would still be solid. I mean, fantastic or not, it's pretty solid. It's a solid film.
Absolutely. I have to go back to Man of Steel with regards to, when you said that it would have been nice if there was a shot of him, saving people, falling out of
trying to.
You know what? What I enjoyed is about Man of Steel is how Zack Snyder showed this guy is a man. Like, this guy isn't God. Like, this guy had to focus all his attention on Zod. I don't think that there was time to even save people. No, the best choice for him was to continue fighting Zod.
No, but I'm saying,
if I was Superman in that situation, I would not. I know that, okay, I can't fight Zod and go hold up a burning building at the same time.
No, but here's the thing. A lot of people were saying that even though he focused on Zod, Superman was throwing Zod into buildings and all of these things.
Let me think.
No, like there was a couple.
Was he?
Yeah, there was.
I know Zod was.
No, Zod threw him into a couple of buildings, but there was a shot where Superman like hit Zod full on, and Zod flew into like a I think so, but there was a shot.
I know that shot, but there was no people in it. I remember that shot, but
no, but I'm just saying, buildings falling in a crowded city. It's not good. Avengers showed us this. Remember when everybody was excited about the Hulk who was smashing aliens? Ning ning, we go to Civil War and we find out that there was a guy who was filming it, and the Hulk then jumped onto a building and that debris went straight onto that. Whoever was filming that, he was dead. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, so falling debris doesn't help anybody. But there was also a particular
people complain about Man of Steel, but they don't complain about Avengers?
No, they did.
No, it wasn't even you. It was
no, but I'm saying it wasn't a large portion. Yeah, but here's the thing also. Remember, you're coming off of Superman. No, it's not even about being selective. Here's the thing with Superman. Superman was touted as the perfect superhero. Yeah. He was always touted as the guy who would do the right thing, and he has all the powers. Yeah. He's not flawed or whatever. Yeah. And this is partially DC's fault, because when they made the comic books, this dude could do no wrong. Metropolis was clean, and because of that, he also became the most polarizing. That's the thing. Superhero so already he's got that going. Which is why I liked how Zack Snyder took that away. Yeah, I mean, he didn't take it away. he put him on a scale of a man. No, he was imperfect. Yeah, he was imperfect. But I'm just saying, it made for a lot of debate. Especially amongst the Superman fans. Now, my thing with that whole fight with him and Zod, I'm just saying the reason why I wanted to see something like that was because because in the beginning of the movie, he's already breaking a lot of rules to be saving people. Like, he lifts the bus to save some guy who was drowning, and his father is like, don't show them, they're not ready for it, or whatever, or all of that stuff. So I just wanted like that kind of naivety for a second, because then it would have made him more imperfect in my eyes, versus that he's just like, I'm going to drown everything out and focus all of my energy on this one man. And it would have killed any argument that all of the destruction was Superman's fault. Because a lot of the people were like, Superman wasn't even trying, blah, 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 blah. I would have been like, no, he tried. He really tried. But he couldn't, but this guy's as strong as him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I would want like a shot where he's like just about to punch Zod, but he sees like something going on. At the same time, that's just me. Don't forget, all the people complaining are mostly comic book fans. Casual fans actually enjoyed Man of Steel. I haven't heard one casual fan complain. I honestly think that a lot of people were just expecting something along the lines of Marvel. Okay, that could be the case. You know, that's one of the first trailers. The first trailers of Man of Steel. Anyway, getting back to Wonder Woman. Wait, what? No, the first trailers told me right off the bat that there was no way this was going to be a DC film. Marvel film. I lost my. Back to Wonder Woman. As good as Wonder Woman was, there was some flaws. No, but, of course. There was some flaws, but they weren't so big. Let me tell you why a lot of us are actually enjoying this film. Why we've all been won over. Okay, I was won over by Man of Steel, but why you actually like DC, and it was fun. There was humor. Yeah. A lot of the humor stems in the dynamic between Steve and Diana. Because there was a lot of naivety within Diana. Yeah. There was layers to her character. I think that's another thing that they didn't do very well with Man of Steel, is that I feel like they had him like on a binary switch. Okay. Because in the beginning, he was, he's getting pushed. He was, he wasn't sure of himself. Yeah. And then towards his fight with Zod, in the middle of the fight or whatever, how confident do you have to be Frenching your woman in the middle of the fight with the most powerful man you've ever fought? That part, like I felt like that part should never have been there. Man of Steel, I will admit, does have its flaws. Overall, it's a marvelous film still. So hopefully, it's a good film. It's a good film. I really didn't. It's the best Superman film I've seen. Thank you for saying. It's the best Superman film. I just think there's a couple of things where I'm like, that's just because because me with Superman. Absolutely. I just don't like him because there's just so much stuff with him that annoys me. He's just too perfect. Also, he just like completely trashes any other universe he goes into for some reason.
Yeah.
So they'll put him up against Goku. They'll put him up against Thor.
The thing against Goku was like kiss my black ass.
Then you see, that's the thing. It's like out of three, you can't win 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
You can't win 100% of the time, and a lot of the time in these comic book, what Superman is winning 100. So a lot of people are going with that mindset of, so when he snapped Zod's neck, right? Yeah. I didn't know how to feel. I was like, I thought he was gonna use the lasers. I thought he was gonna use the ice breath. But then I turned around. And I said, the way Zack threw Zod at Superman, there was no other way it was going to end. Yeah. And it also made me say, okay, so Superman, he doesn't always have the perfect plan or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I liked that.
There's something I need to say. As I said, I like Man of Steel, but I do see some issues. I like this issue. This needs to be pointed out. As good as Man of Steel was, and you know I'm the biggest fan of that movie, there's something I thought about after that film as in terms of Zod was basically a soldier. This guy knew hand-to-hand combat and that. So it doesn't make sense for Superman being able to completely dominate Zod by himself and all the other guys. I have to point that out. Or am I actually wrong?
No. You're right. And it's been a thing in the comic books as well. Yeah. So I wouldn't even get into that. Somebody's going to come with Tao Quao Rousem. It's a martial arts Superman knows, and it's just going to be all right. Okay. But anyway, back to Wonder Woman. Okay, right? Cool. Back to Wonder Woman. Okay, so let's talk about my issues first.
Okay, no.
Let's talk about my issues first. Okay, first off, that ending when she has the Goku Super Saiyan moment. Like
cheesy,
not even cheesy. Yeah. I'm just like, I would rather they put her on an equal footing with Ares than have her dominate Ares, because she dominates Ares towards the end of that fight. Like, I was like, come on, y'all. Yeah. I would have rather had her like she's on one knee, Ares is on top of her, and then she like brings like some lightning from somewhere, and maybe then finishes
the other guys and Steve somehow play a part in assisting her.
Or not even that. Like I'm just saying, have the fight be balanced. Like first off, Ares was wrecking, right? Yeah. And I was perfectly fine with that. But then when Steve does, that scene, it hit me.
Like my boy Logan, you know the way Logan went out, I'm like, cause 5 minutes into the movie, as soon as Steve comes in,
you like him.
He's so attached, and when he's like, when you shoot the bomb, I'm like, nah, come on, man, and somebody cutting onions up in this bitch.
I was like, Wonder Woman, get your ass up there, come on.
Steve, my man, hats out to you, my man, Mr. Pine, you did your thing. Mr. Pine did his thing, my man.
Mr. Pine killed it.
Oh man, when he died, I was like,
dude. And when they did the memorial, and they went to go see his picture,
and when she touches the picture, I'm like, Steve, my man, why do you have to die?
But anywho, but I'm just saying, like, when she has that moment and she just eventually goes ape and she just wrecks him, I was just like, come on. Yeah. This is the God of War. Yeah. I would have rather had it that now she's on an equal footing, they're going toe to toe, and I felt like, not to trigger warning. So trigger warning, not to bash the movie, because it is about girl power. Let's not even lie. It is about the advancement of women and all of that stuff, because that played a huge dynamic in the movie, and it made the movie better at certain parts for me. But I'm just saying, towards the end where she completely just annihilates Ares, I was just like, come on. Yeah. I was just like, come on. You can't tell me that's not like a feminist ploy or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't tell me. Man. You can't, like, it should have been on equal footing. Because even when you watch other movies, like, okay, let's take it for example, Batman, right? Everybody loves Batman. Batman, sometimes to a ridiculous standpoint. But what Nolan did, right, with Batman, especially with the Bane fight.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He broke Batman.
Fucked his ass.
Dude, they messed him up.
Molested his ass.
And Batman is one of the premier characters. People were like, Batman. Yeah. And everybody in the theater, I don't care how you feel about Dark Knight Rises, everybody in the theater during that fight was just like,
They just spat on his ass like,
Yo,
bitch, get your ass on.
Yo, like I was just like, yo. So that's what I'm saying is that it would have made Wonder Woman a better film.
Yeah.
Had it been that she was at the last end of her tether, she was on one knee, Ares is bearing on top of her, and then she like summons the power of Zeus and finishes him, and then she's like on one knee at the end of the fight. She's tired, exhausted, but she did it. It would have felt like more. I would have felt more like she earned like her win over Ares versus just going ape and all of a sudden finding all the abilities and then just wiping him out. I just wanted that's one of my gripes.
Do you know what would have made it better?
What?
Remember at the beginning in Themyscira, these people learn how to fight. They constantly train every single day. Wouldn't it I think it would have been much better, besides power, if the Wonder Woman and Ares fight would have been more, besides power, but skill-based. Then it would have been much believable.
No, but I mean, they started out like that.
Okay, think back to Winter Soldier, when we saw a new side of Steve, like he's doing martial arts and that. Wonder Woman, yes, the fight scenes were good, but man, it would have been much more believable, because in terms of power, like she's just learning about her powers and that. So it would have been much more better if there was.
I think they should have. Yeah, I think they should have brought more dynamics into play. Like, because Ares is weakened, and Wonder Woman is just discovering her powers. So I feel like there should have been a cancellation where they do go hand to hand, and then Ares starts whooping her, and as he's on top of her, she summons the last bit of her Zeus power and finishes it.
Think back to the Doomsday fight where she was going for vital points. She went for the guy's turn.
A lot of that,
go for maybe like his knees, elbows. So like the weak points. That's how an Amazon should fight. So perhaps I feel like there should have been a point where Diana thought, okay, if we're gonna go power to power, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. So I need to start.
But I mean, let that be like a Ares mindset where he's like, I'm not as powerful as I used to be because of that last shot.
Yeah.
But okay, that's just one gripe with the movie. Another gripe for me was that there was a bit too much slow motion.
Yeah.
Sometimes where like
it was unnecessary at some point.
At some points, like remember when she decides to be Wonder Woman and take on that machine gun?
Did
they really need slow motion for her to put on the crown?
I
felt like that was too
much. That tiara on.
I just felt like she could have just been like, "Zing, let's go."
Yeah.
And then also the slow motion walks up the steps. I also feel like they didn't need it. I think she could have just like done a Wonder Woman leap. She lands and she's like, "Let's get to business." Because I felt like the slow motion there took me out of the movie for a second.
I think, but that was more of a homage to the Richard Donner films. I think, Patty Jenkins, was.
But I'm just saying, I don't think they needed the slow motion.
Same here,
Like even if it's an homage, I think you could have just had it in real time.
Absolutely. And when she's walking, like that scene. Okay, No Man's Land. That was a cool scene.
No Man's Land was great. Yeah, but the scene was great. But
there were ways to make it better, like the whole slow motion, like.
That for me, I let go because Wonder Woman does have super speed, so she's gonna process information faster than you can see it. So they need to slow it down.
No, but that part, I don't think there was super speed as such. I just think they were just adding the slow motion to make it more epic. As you said, I felt like there were some parts that the slow-mo was not.
I was fine with it there, but the build up to it did not need slow motion.
Okay.
I felt like that did not need slow motion. I mean, when she was talking to that lady, I was just like, she's now realizing the ways of the world and all of that stuff. So I loved that scene. It was just the slow motion took me out of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Gal Gadot for a second. I want to talk about somebody sat her down. I have to say this, like you can see it. Somebody sat her down and said, "This movie is going to be the most important movie of your life and the most important movie within the DC universe. We need something to land that everybody can universally like. So you cannot screw this up." Somebody sat her down. Patty sat her down and said, "Listen here," because she really brings it in the movie in ways that I did not see it coming.
Like Gal Gadot,
like she was a model or something.
Yeah, like for the vision they were going for, she worked for it. I know that some people were against it, but I think it's because of the vision based on the comic books. People were
Oh
thinking.
no, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely,
you see.
definitely.
So I think,
But that's why a lot of people like Ben Affleck as the Batman,
yeah.
because he looks more of the comic book Batman.
But I guess if you had to go more in line with the comic book version, I guess Gal Gadot would not work.
No.
So I think like it took certain aspects and they said, okay, let's make Gal Gadot work for more of the vision that we want, and it worked.
Yeah, it
Actually,
worked.
she worked.
And she works well in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, you see faces of her. Like there's like legitimate character development. Because when she starts out on Themyscira, she just wants to be a badass.
Yeah.
Let's face it. She just
but her as a child, I like whoever the child was that played Diana as a child. She was cute, man. I actually liked her, man. She was
I liked her so
like
much.
when she's on the horse pointing. That part I actually enjoyed, man. So yeah.
Yo, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about that tone shift, like towards the end where she kills the general. No, actually, wait. Let's talk about Dr. Poison and the general.
Yeah.
All right, them accents, dude, were too much for me because the actors acted well.
Yeah.
It was just the delivery of the lines.
Yeah.
Like if they were just silent for the movie, I would have enjoyed them way more. Because Dr. Poison, she keeps talking like this. Because she feels like it's necessary to talk like, and I'm like, the woman either just have a normal German accent or
just talk less.
Or just talk less or just talk normally.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
just have like a little German twang or just talk normally. You know what I'm saying? Also, that general, dude, what the hell is that? Was that supposed to be a German accent? I don't know because he kept on talking like this. I was just like, nah, dude. But the actor did a good job for his acting.
Yeah.
It was just the delivery of the lines.
Yeah.
So it was like a give and take. I was like, when he's quiet or when he's just mad,
Absolutely.
I was like, yeah, great. When he speaks, I was like,
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you caught this, but there were a few editing issues within the film in terms of pacing. There'd be there's this one scene, I think the bar scene, where someone points a gun at someone. The way it was cut, it's like
the way it was cut.
Like they
was
wanted
a
to
little
show
weird.
that. I think they wanted us to think she used super speed, but that technique is more TV based. What they did there is something you should use in TV. But if you've got much money,
I think it should have just been one shot.
Yeah, one shot show that she's agile, she's a bit fast. So that was not done well. That was some laziness or something.
No, but I mean, I think they were trying to go for super speed, but I think they should have just had it in one shot. Or have like a second of slow motion to show her make her move.
Yeah.
And then everybody is still sitting still.
Yeah.
And then as she makes her move, people react while she has the gun in her hand. I think it should have been one shot. I mean, it was a great scene. But let's talk about that supporting cast for a second. Let's talk about the supporting cast.
Yeah.
I liked those guys. I like those guys so much. That actor dude and the singing dude and I don't know the actors' names. So if you guys can just put them in the comment section down below, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but I like them. Especially that Scottish dude and the Arabian dude.
I like the guy that's sang.
Yeah.
And there was this guy.
And the chief. I like the chief. I like the chief.
Man.
I also like the chief.
I just wish we could have had more of them.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that the film was long. I feel like
it was short.
I felt like the film should have been longer.
Yeah, it should have been I think maybe 20 minutes longer. I think maybe 20.
Knowing DC, I hope there's no.
I don't want an Ultimate Edition. Don't Ultimate Edition this one. Don't, because then you're gonna lose so many points with me because this movie already is doing well for me in my opinion. It's
like if you have that, if you guys do guys, you know this by now. Don't have an Ultimate Edition. No. That's the edition you're supposed to see.
That's the edition you're supposed to see. What the hell?
You know,
put a 3-hour movie out. People will go see it.
I'll go. I'll make sure that I piss before seeing the film. Okay?
People will go see it.
Yeah.
So don't give me that Ultimate Edition. I hated that so much.
Yeah, man.
I hated that so much.
Yeah, but as a guy that went to film school, I won't lie, those cuts did annoy me. So hopefully,
Nah, but that's you. That's not you being casual though. That's not you being casual. All right.
And we back now?
Yeah, and we back. I'm saying that's not you being casual though.
Yeah.
That's like me and my comic book fan.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think like a casual person who's just gonna go check out a woman film with a superhero is gonna notice cuts here and there, and is gonna notice like the little twinging.
But don't forget people watch movies a lot. There's a lot of film buffs out there. So I just hope that they fix that part in the second one. Yeah. But
because definitely they should have a sequel. Definitely they should.
Yeah, Peter Jenkins can come back.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, just that end fight, it felt like too much girl power for me. Yeah, it felt like too much. Also, because I'm just saying, Ares is the god of war. He's the guy that was killing off other gods.
He's been fighting longer than Wonder Woman.
Not even that, but he was killing off other gods. Like Zeus struck this man with the last of his energy to void him of all of his stuff. Ares was a bad motherfucker.
With regards to that, I have to say one thing I like about DC. I saw this in Man of Steel, and I'm glad they had this in this film, of how real it is. They had a religious context within it, so they had an element of realism to it. As in, Zeus was God, Lucifer is more like Satan, Diana. If you've seen the film, Diana is more of Jesus, because she was sent to defeat Ares. You found out later that, as you know,
with that sword, that shot was that part I lost my mind.
Like the sword was never.
That part I lost my mind. I was like, whoa.
I was like, wait, but the sword is supposed to kill him. Then you're like, no, it's like she's Jesus. Zeus sent his child Diana, just like God did with Jesus. She was sent to be the weapon to stop Lucifer. And I was like, okay, that's what I like about DC. Also in Man of Steel, it's like, as you know, Superman is supposed to be Jesus in this film. There's a lot of religious context, and that's what I like about DC. They're not scared. Like, they don't shy away in terms of these aspects.
I don't know, but sometimes it's heavy-handed though. Sometimes it's heavy-handed.
Yeah, sometimes it is, but I'm not gonna. I do enjoy the biblical context.
But now getting back to what I liked about this movie, because there's a lot of people that are gonna be, you bashing this movie, No, I liked it. If I had to rate it, like you saw it on my channel, I'd give it because I've also been suffering from DC fatigue myself, I give it an 80 for a DC product. Yeah. That's what I give it. Now, I know a lot of people out there are probably going to give it like a 7 or maybe even a 6. I'm just saying, as for me and how I felt about the movie when I came out of the movie, because I also don't feel like it's fair to void your feelings when you're criticizing a movie. I don't feel like that's fair. Like, you should take into account that if you felt happy during the movie, or
absolutely,
you should take into account that. That's why there'll be a lot of people, like, I ain't calling no names out, but there's like a guy called Jordy's Corner who thinks this is the best thing since Wonder Bread. He's allowed to think that because that's what the movie made him feel. I don't think it's the best movie since ever. I think it's a good movie, and it made me feel good. So that's why I'm giving it like an 8 or like a 7.5. That's where I'm ranking it on my system.
Oh, cool. Yeah, man. Look, man, I would give it a 7, but also my issue, it's a small issue, the special effects, they were a bit off it sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, like sometimes you could see when it's CGI Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so, I think, they should just have, perhaps consult the special effects team that worked on Man of Steel. Have them come on board and
but I mean, even on Man of Steel, sometimes when he's coming in, when he's flying and he's landing, and you see that it's because I think the thing is also there's this such thing as too much CGI. So you get fatigued from the CGI and you start noticing, and also the editing team has to get tired putting all of those special effects together. So I just think that DC, even Marvel, sometimes with their CGI, I think sometimes you like these big companies gotta tell the guys to like just scale back on the CGI, even if you just got like a cut a shot here or there or whatever, or even just like have the actor in the suit one time live and in color, like how they did for Iron Man, because there was some stuff in Iron Man when he landed, you really felt like it was Iron Man landing, but because they didn't have a lot of CGI in that movie, you could intake it and you could digest it well.
Absolutely.
So I think it's not a bash against the movie. I just think it's with movies in general now, comic book movies especially. They're having so much CGI that people are just like, okay, Too much.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what made Captain America Winter Soldier do so well. Is because a lot of it was practical. A lot of it was practical. Like it was a guy.
Yeah.
It was either
the actor or the
it was
stuntman.
either the actor or the stuntman. You see, and they had like limited. I mean, the only CGI they had was with Falcon.
Yeah.
I think when he was flying.
Like the CGI was so small in that movie, man. So it's also one of the main.
And I think that's why a lot of people will say why Captain America works well by himself is because he's supposed to be more grounded in reality. So you don't have to show a lot of fantastical sides with him and stuff. Whereas with Thor and Iron Man and the Hulk, you gotta have a CGI fest because that's the only way that these characters are gonna work. So I'm just saying that you do get fatigued from CGI. Yeah. But I'm not fatigued, but I understand that criticism. Yeah. And there were times in the Wonder Woman movie. Like there were some times when it wasn't either Gal Gadot or a stunt woman or whatever, and she'd be like flying, flipping all over the place, and I'd be like, okay, that's a bit much for me. In terms of the CGI. But all in all, when they do use the CGI, and there are lots of parts where it works well, I was like, no, that's a perfect way for it to be CGI. Because remember when she slams that bunk with the sniper. I remember that. That was done well. That was actually done well. That was done well. And also, Steve being the big homie. He's like, did you notice how astute they made Steve in that movie, bro? Man. Because he was on the beach fighting with the Amazons. And then he literally saw one time where somebody did like that shield maneuver. And then he's like, Diana, shield. And I was just like, Steve. Yeah, man. Steve. Homie took notes. Steve. He took some notes. Steve. Yeah, man. No, Steve did this movie just. Chris Pine. And in this movie, they defined their own tone. Which was really nice in my opinion. Because the comedy was not Marvel. That's why the comedy was not Marvel. Because Marvel comedy for most of it will be like kind of slapstick. If you understand what I'm saying. Like they'll be doing things while they're throwing out these one-liners. Absolutely. But I mean, they will have scenes like in Age of Ultron. A lot of people liked the bar scene where they were chilling out and they were trying to lift Thor's hammer and stuff because there was kind of that byplay. Now they took that element, right? And they put that throughout Wonder Woman with Wonder Woman's human because the human never comes during the battles. The human always comes from the relationships with the characters. So I felt like that was really cool because there was that one line where they're just rolling through the forest, right? And that one guy says, "Oh, so there's a whole island of women like her, and there's no men among them." And there's no men among them. How do I get there? And I was like, because totally dudes, that was realistic. Dudes would have been like, "There's a whole island of Wonder Women." How
like the humor in this film. I liked how it was specific for the DC universe. Specific for but not even like but I mean it felt so different from any other DC movie that was out yet. Overall, like it worked. It worked. And I feel like they need to take this. If DC can take this and actually use it to where they splice the humor to be within the characters and the action to be devoid of humor, I think DC would finally be on equal footing with this kind of humor can work in Man of Steel.
It should have worked in Man of Steel.
It can.
Because they only had one joke in Man of Steel, really, which was like towards the end when she's like, he's so hot. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Okay.
But I want to know your thoughts. How would you scale the DC films?
Scale now,
like Suicide Squad.
Okay, I would go right now. I would go Wonder Woman, number one.
Okay, you would do right.
Man of Steel, number 2.
Okay.
Batman v Superman, number 3. And then Suicide Squad, number 4.
Okay.
Because Suicide Squad. Here's the thing with Suicide Squad, right? The reason why I ranked Batman v Superman over Suicide Squad is because the way Batman v Superman opens up, it was really interesting for me. I was checked into that movie. The only thing is that they kicked me in the gut. Too much. They kicked me in the gut when they didn't focus the movie up, and there were so many missed opportunities. And Jesse Eisenberg. He should have been the character we know as the Riddler. Now, if there's people who's watched the Batman animated series or if you've read a Batman comic book, you will see the connection immediately because that character is so nuanced and he's so twitchy and he's so obsessed.
Absolutely.
And Jesse Eisenberg even has the hair for it.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted Bryan Cranston to be Lex Luthor or somebody like that. But now also, even the execution of the plot, I thought it would have been such a better plot. Like the movie I had in my head was where Lex Luthor knowing who Batman is, because he just figured out identities off the bat. Even there, I was like, come on.
But also,
but I'm just saying
that movie would have been way better if we had a Man of Steel 2, a Ben Affleck.
No, but not
Batman
even that. Not even solo. Like if we have to take it as it is, I would have had it such that Lex Luthor approaches Bruce Wayne to consult about the destructive alien that is here. Then they work together, and Lex Luthor sort of manipulates Batman, even though Batman, Batman's not stupid. So he's looking at this guy like, nah, something's wrong with you. But he's like, I'm going to work with you for now. So they're trying to have this manipulation game with each other in the movie, which is where you match intellects, which is a battle on its own. And then finally when Batman is like, okay, no, Superman is what we need to deal with. I will deal with Lex Luthor later. And then during the fight where Batman punches Superman in his super suit so hard that Superman flies into a building or something, and the building's about to fall on the street, and instead of Superman charging at Batman, which is what Batman is expecting him to do because he sees this guy as a destructive alien, Superman holds the building up to save the people from the ground, and then Batman is like standing there, he's feeling horrible because he almost killed like 50 people.
I mean, yeah, but also at the same time, I think a lot of people hated the fact that Batman came off as the bad guy.
I like that. I like that.
Because look,
no,
Batman is way too smart to.
Yeah. There was definitely
Batman is way too smart to actually take to actually think that it was Clark's fault that so many people died.
No, there was. No,
that's not the Batman that I knew. No,
I mean, here's the thing though. I looked at it as Batman is coming at this from a totally pragmatic stance. Okay, because whether he means good, it's like, again, to make a comparison to Civil War, like when they came in, they were saying whether you guys are good or not, you're dangerous. Like that's a fact. Captain America can whip 50 people in a room if he wants to. Iron Man can blow up entire tanks and strips. Thor can disable an entire army's air force, and the Hulk is just a wrecking ball. Whether they mean good or not, they're dangerous. So that was the angle that I took it from. But I was also just like, why he's going out of his way to kill this man? Isn't he like having that one rule there? That was my comic book side or whatever. But critically, when I was like, okay, devoid all of your emotion from that, he's looking at this as you're dangerous regardless. Now, I wanted it such that Superman proves him that he's not dangerous.
But also, at the same time, don't forget, a lot of us were coming off the Nolan movie. So
Damn. Okay, we getting off topic here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we need to actually just have a discussion video about all of that stuff and get that stuff out of the way.
Okay.
But back to Wonder Woman. Speaking of characters and speaking of story and speaking of the way they set her up, she was never confusing to me. A lot of the people had a problem with Batman v Superman because Batman and Superman were confusing. They were like, I must preserve life. I take life. I must preserve life. I take life. And then it's like, okay, Wonder Woman, I knew straight out the bat she's a warrior. Straight out flat. She's like, I'm going to kill Ares. She's like, I'm going to kill. She said it straight out flat. And that's what I liked about it, is that we knew what she was from the beginning. And that played a huge part in why this movie was successful. Because even though she was confused or whatever, she was set on her duty sort of thing. It wasn't like Superman where he was confused about being Superman, then he's sad about being Superman, then he's like, no, I can't be Superman anymore, and then he decides to be Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was more of doubt, but okay.
No, dude, that guy was like Superman. Even in the BVS line, there's a line where he says that was just an idea or something like that when he was talking to Lois. He was like, it was just an ideal, it was just a dream or whatever.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I was just like, come on, book an interview, god damn it.
That scene, by the way, was in the Ultimate Edition.
No, it was in the original cut as well.
You sure?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was in the original cut.
Okay.
Yeah, but regarding Wonder Woman, I like that they gave her direction. I really did. Like she went out there to massacre. Because the Amazons don't play. Like that beach scene told me that.
But when her aunt died, because I wanted to see more of her aunt.
Yeah.
I wish they.
Yeah. That's why I wanted like 20 minutes
alive.
more. I wanted like 20 minutes more or whatever.
Yeah.
No, because even if they were to kill her off, which I think was very important because it galvanized woman to be like, I have to go fight Ares no matter what, because this is Ares'
Like
dream.
what I would like is if they killed off the mom and you kept the aunt. I felt like there's so much that DC could have done with Diana and her aunt, man.
No, but I think here's the thing, right? I think it's going to play into like a sort of Amazonian political drama where they start doing like Justice League 3 or whatever.
Okay.
Because now maybe there's going to be a point where they have to go to Themyscira and she has to argue with her mom. And I think if they execute that right, it would look really cool. Because it doesn't have to even be a battle. It can just.
And imagine having Clark there, man. I was like, oh man, they'd be like, oh, who is this? Is he a god, man?
Yeah. So I'm just saying that would be an interesting dynamic. For them to play out, which is why I think they kept the mom alive.
Okay.
But now, in regards to the aunt, she died way too fast. Way too fast.
Yeah. And the aunt was a badass.
The aunt was a monster. That one scene where she like jumps off of that dude after that shield and she hits them three guys with the arrow. I was like, God damn.
Man, I wanted to see more of her.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I think they should have just had like one more scene with her.
Yeah.
One more scene with her. And I think it should have been a scene with like that scene with the mother. Either they should have extended it or they should have had another scene with her and Diana where they're just talking about Ares.
Yeah.
And she keeps filling Diana's head with Ares has got to go down. He's coming for you, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
He should have just been the straight man to tell the truth and everything. And I thought that would have even galvanized her death even more.
Yeah.
Not galvanized, sorry. Would have made her death more impactful, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Because now me, instead of feeling sad, right, on the beach, I was like, Diana, you dumbass, what the hell are you doing? She was just wandering on the field, and I understand that there was like a naivety to her.
Yeah.
But I was like, you've been trained, you should have some sort of inkling of battle instinct because then her aunt wouldn't have to dive in front of her. I would have rather had. I would have rather had the aunt like trying to fight off a battalion and they shoot her and stuff. And then Wonder Woman comes in and she whoops all of them. I would have written that scene that way. That's just me. Yeah. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I liked the aunt. The aunt was, and she was also no nonsense. I also liked that her character was no nonsense. She was just like, yes, he's coming. You need to be ready. Screw what your mom says. Yeah. You need to be ready. This dude is gonna find you. I liked that. I liked that a lot.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's another gripe that I found with the movie now is that they kind of made Diana too naive at times, especially on that battlefield because she's been trained. She was trained. Yeah. So I just felt like, come on, girl, do something. And even when Steve Trevor was busy doing stuff, I was like, how is this guy more useful than you? Because Steve was shooting people, he was punching people in the face. Steve jumped straight into the fray. I wanted Wonder Woman to jump straight into the fray. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, no, but she was just starting out. I'm like, no. She's been trained. You saw in the beginning.
She's an Amazon, guys.
She's an Amazon. They have like natural battle instincts.
Absolutely.
So I'm just like, no, she should have jumped into the fray sooner, and her aunt shouldn't have had to save her. I would have rather had her aunt die to like a battalion. Or whatever. But that's just me. But
ending it
ending it off.
Let me just give my scaling, Yeah. So how I would rank the DC films now. Number 4, Suicide Squad, obviously. Yeah. Coming in third place would be Dawn of Justice.
Okay. Same as me.
Coming in number 2
you're gonna switch it up. There we go. And first
number 1 is Man of Steel, man.
Okay.
Man of Steel for me always gonna be number 1. Let me tell you what will take over Man of Steel. When Man of Steel 2 comes out, number 1 is gonna be Man of Steel 2.
You don't know though.
I know.
I feel like the Batman standalone movie needs to come out.
Oh wait, I forgot.
They need to
Justice League. Hopefully, Justice League is so good. It takes my number 1 spot.
I pray that Justice League is good. Because Wonder Woman is now going to have a strong character in Justice League. It's everyone else that I'm worried about. Even Batman to some extent, because there's a lot of people that are like,
Yeah, but I have a feeling Jason Momoa gonna.
Yeah, Jason.
Aquaman is gonna be the one carrying that
yeah.
80% of the film.
No.
I have a feeling like I think it's gonna be one of those things. Like
you feel like he's gonna be like the Black Panther.
Yeah. I have a feeling Aquaman gonna come out of nowhere and just he's gonna be the guy that kind of saves. Okay, no, I don't want to say saves the film, but kind of adds so much more to the entire movie.
Well,
I think he's gonna be that guy.
What I think personally is the dialogue between
Batman and Aquaman.
Their dynamic, I think, is gonna enhance that movie.
Yeah.
Cyborg, I'm worried about him.
Same here, man. And the CGI looks kind of too much, man. But no. I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan, so hey, man, I'm gonna.
No, here's the thing. Even like, I'm just like, I wish they had it like more practical effects with Cyborg because I think it's a bit too much CGI. Like
it's way too much.
Even when his face to the point is looking a little. I just hope it looks better in the movie. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Maybe when it's in motion, maybe when we have context, we won't give a damn. But as for now, in terms of trailer, I'm just like, that is a little bit too much. Yeah. So I hope it's good, and I'm looking forward to our discussion on that when that comes out.
So far, tell me, is Wonder Woman your top superhero film of the year or what?
Of the year.
What's your top film, comic book based film so far for the entire year?
For the entire year, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of comic.
For me, it's still Logan.
Oh yeah. I forgot what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Logan. This year.
I think by the end of the year, Logan is still gonna be number one.
Logan. What they did with Logan, no, you ain't. No top comic book film is gonna try and top that.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's gonna be Logan, Justice League, and Wonder Woman. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
We have to see it first. We have to see it first. I'm excited for that.
Thor, too much color. There's just too much color.
No, also Thor Ragnarok. I have to see it first.
Yeah,
I have to see it first because I wonder how they're gonna go with that because they're wrecking Asgard, right? So even all of that color, there's gonna be a pretty good amount of darkness.
Yeah.
If they're definitely wrecking all of Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I mean, wrecking all of Asgard, and that because that means that Odin's dead. All of the three peoples is dead. The Warriors 3 is dead.
And let's be okay. We're gonna end this off now, but I just need to say this. Thor hasn't really been the most popular character in terms of the movies. Like he's been best so far in the first Thor film. I still think the Thor 1 was the best Thor we ever had. So I'm hoping
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. So I'm hoping the third film really does something for him.
Yeah, I want to.
But I like Thor too. I like Thor too. And I like Thor wherever I see him. I like Thor. But I guess that's the thing. People need to love Thor because Captain America: Winter Soldier made Cap cool. Like,
exactly.
People thought, Cap. And then Winter Soldier came out and niggas was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, when Winter Soldier came out, I don't lie. That's when I jumped on the Captain America bandwagon, man.
No, because also when the Russo brothers, I checked the interview, they were saying, one of the Russo brothers was like, I hated Captain America.
Yeah,
I did.
Exactly.
So when they gave
we gonna change him up.
So when they gave me this project, I was like, how am I gonna make a person like me like Captain America?
Yeah.
And they did it. What? Because they even balanced his sense for justice with like he had no naivete, like whatever.
But the way he fought, like not
even the way he fought, the way they handled the character. Yeah. Because there was like remember that scene in the elevator, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I loved it so much, man.
Not even the fight.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he was noticing things and he was like,
absolutely.
He wasn't there like.
He was so alert, man.
No, he's like, he wasn't there like, oh yeah, we are all fighting for the justice and the greater good. He was like, no, these guys are gonna try something, so I'm about to open up a can of
whoop ass. Yeah, man.
So. And I guess I can also say the way that they handled Wonder Woman in this movie as a character, I feel like it's not to the degree of Winter Soldier, definitely not. Yeah. But it is in that vein, where they handled her so well because there was times where she was no longer naive. She was like, "I'm down for this. We gonna throw down. It's not nice, happy times. You know what I'm saying?" And then there was a gradual shift. It didn't feel like a binary switch. It felt like a gradual shift to where she was, all happy and whatever. And one thing I did like about this movie, and this is in terms of comic book fans, because a lot of comic book fans have a problem with Wonder Woman where she's an emissary or she's like an ambassador, right?
Yeah.
But you're just like, how can this woman be an ambassador? As soon as you disagree with her, she's gonna lop your head off, right? So I like that in the movie, in the beginning, she's working at one of like Bruce Wayne's branches or whatever. I like that. I like that, and it interlinked them together. And also, I'm hoping that Justice League expands either upon their future relationship or friendship. I hope that Justice League does that pretty well.
Now, just before we end this off, tell me, what did you think about that final shot where she kind of jumps into the air?
Didn't need it.
Yeah.
Didn't need it. I think she could have just been standing on the building and they could have panned out. End of movie. Or
that was more of a Marvel thing. Did that something you get to Marvel? So
not even. I think they just wanted to establish that Wonder Woman flies, and I didn't need it. Like I was looking at it and whatever, and also I was really pissed off because I had to watch the movie in 3D, and the 3D did nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Did you happen to see it in IMAX?
Nah. Yeah, I saw it in IMAX also.
Okay.
So IMAX 3D, it cost me a hell of a lot of money. But I was not mad that I spent that money. I will say that. I'm just saying that last shot, I didn't need it. Or if they had to do it, I don't think they needed to do a full frontal with her face. They could have just shown her fly into the sunset and cut the movie off. Yeah, I think.
Me personally, I just felt like it was a bit too cheesy. I felt like
that plus the monologue.
Do you know where towards the end of the movie, it kind of comes back to where she has that envelope, there's that letter that Mr. Wayne sends her. Yeah. So I felt like they could have cut it.
They could have cut it there. They could have cut it there. Or even when they have her change and her walk onto the roof, and they could have just had her stand, look over the city, end it there, or have her fly. I think the issue was that we had to see her whole face right in front of us, and I'm just like, no, you guys didn't need to do that. Yeah. But all in all, this is a solid movie. I personally feel this is the best DCEU project they've ever put out.
Suggest this one to anyone.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go tell my sister to go see it. Like, even if you don't like Wonder Woman, I suggest you see this movie. Even if you don't know Wonder Woman, I suggest you see this movie. Yeah. Give the movie a chance, because I'm telling you right now, there will be something that you like a lot. Yeah. I feel like
if you did not like Man of Steel or Batman v Superman,
you will love.
I would perhaps suggest this. I would definitely recommend this also for a family to go watch.
Definitely. So definitely. So I mean, there was just that one joke where she was like, "What's that?" and Steve was kind of naked. So I laughed so hard.
Back where I live,
no, not the
people
one.
consider me is like to be above. Like the way Mr. Pine delivered his lines, it was it was perfect.
Yeah, he was perfect, bro. He's no more Starship or the Captain of Enterprise anymore. I felt like,
and I see homie working out.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh man, that's why when he died, bro, I literally shed a tear. It was
I was hoping they would keep him, like perhaps he can somehow come back for Wonder Woman 2. Even I don't know about Justice League.
But I think here's the thing with the Captain Steve Trevor. They kind of, what they did for him, it's kind of like how people get annoyed with Lois Lane. Because
it might be that if they had to have him in Justice League, people might be annoyed
among all of these guys. Because you've already got like Batman, who's already awesome, and you've got like the Jason, and you've got all of these fantastical creatures. If you're gonna bring a regular general,
too much at the same time.
Not even too much though. People will be like, "Why is he there?
Why is he there? Yeah.
Why is he there?" So what they did with him, I feel like it was perfect, because you want more, but you see why they couldn't give you more. You see what I'm saying?
It's like I hope, but I doubt, but it would be nice if he somehow, some way came back for Wonder Woman 2. But it would also...
There is the way that they did one of the storylines in Wonder Woman, because I was reading one of the comic books, there is a way, and the way that they could bring him back, if they do it, like, I don't know, like, you have to be major comic book fan, and Patty has to go because there was this place in, they call Hades, right, or whatever. So in Hades, there was the benevolent god, and there was like, he had like some sort of ritual where he resurrects people from the dead or whatever. So if they go in that route and they kind of bring him back, and they kind of bring him back as like a horseman or Hades or something for Wonder Woman to fight or whatever, that would be really cool. Yeah. And then she can kind of like break him from his freedom, and then he can kind of
have the old Steve back, because Steve is funny.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. Steve was the comic genius of this movie, bro.
Oh man, I love
And
Steve.
he was a comic genius, but he was also like not even a bad plot point. If you understand what I'm saying.
He's the type of guy you want to get behind.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, like he drove the plot forward. Yeah. He drove the plot forward. He gave Wonder Woman more direction. Yeah, which he had on her own. And he made you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Like You know, one thing I liked about Steve is like that guy eventually he let Diana know, like, yo, okay. People have a choice. Like
That was a good scene.
You are bad because you choose to be bad.
Yeah, that was a good scene. And I liked how he wasn't hung up on her so much. Where he was just like, no, I can't. When she's like, no, I can't do it. Then he's like, I gotta go.
I gotta go and save people.
He just like, all right, fine. I don't have time to deal with my emotions and to deal with you. I've got a job to do. I'm out of here. And I was just like, Steve.
Like, oh man,
that was a superhero. That was a superhero. In my opinion, that was a superhero because like, I don't have time to deal with my emotions and you. I may care for you. I may love you, but I got a job to do. I'm out of here. And I was just like what?
That's the type of guy I will go into battle with.
And then when he landed and they're just like, where's Diana? He's like, we're on our own now. And I was just like, yo!
It's like, okay. Oh. You don't have superpowers, but still, you still gonna do your thing, man. So Steve.
Okay, to cut this movie off.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot, well done. Well done. Yeah. Look forward to seeing more of you. Please bring that same energy you brought to this movie to all of them.
It's a must-watch.
It's a must-watch film. And Chris Pine get some more work. I think what they could do is they could bring him back as Green Lantern. Because there's a lot of people who said he should have been a Green Lantern. I would like to see him as a Green Lantern.
I think he would work well. Him as Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
It would work well.
Man. And he could be like a Hal Jordan cameo in a Jon Stewart movie. That would be really cool. That would be really cool.
Mr. Pine as Hal Jordan. He'd be sick, man.
Yeah, he'd be sick. Dude, he legitimized Captain Steve Trevor. A lot of people did not like Steve Trevor because they're like, why is she always saving this man? He was saving him. I was like, now you see why Steve Trevor was so important to Wonder Woman lore.
Absolutely. So guys, watch this.
Go watch it.
Yeah. So as we said, we would both recommend this
to anybody.
To even Marvel fans.
Definitely to Marvel fans. Definitely to Marvel.
Recommend it for
Can we get over this war over DC or Marvel? Come on, you're grown men. Like really, you're allowed to like both. I mean, look at this war. There's Civil War. There's Wonder Woman. Has the world exploded? I mean, Civil War is up here. You can't really see it on the camera, but there is a Civil War poster up here, and it's right next to a DC poster.
There's a Deadpool poster there even.
And the world is fine. The world is fine. I want DC movies to be amazing. I really do. I want them because Marvel will get lazy, and all of you Marvel fans will start defending them like they're doing something when they're doing very bad movies. Because there are some hits and misses with Marvel. I will not lie. There are plenty, and people defend those movies to death. Love Marvel, but I want DC to be as good or sometimes even better so that Marvel can start stepping up their game as well. I'm telling you, this movie was brilliant because now when Marvel does Miss Marvel, they have to step it up. They have to be better. They have to be better than Wonder Woman, or otherwise the movie's not gonna fly. If the movie is average, absolutely. So this is good. The competition is great, but that's it for me. I'm done.
Yeah, same here. Oh, before we end it off, in terms of Miss Marvel, look, also diversity. Marvel needs to work on that. I mean, Wonder Woman had an Israelite leading a movie. An Israelite, man. It wasn't a black. It wasn't a white person. So.
I like that.
It was,
and when he said, "I'm
like DC is so diverse,"
and when he said, "I'm the wrong color," I was like, "Whoa!"
You know,
they had so much. They had so much like innuendos and intonations in this movie. So I think Marvel is working on it, and definitely Black Panther's going to be the equalizer.
But DC, in terms of diversity, DC has
right now, for now. But I think Black Panther is going to definitely be the equalizer.
Well, Black Panther is one guy.
No, but I'm talking about Wakanda. Because remember, Black Panther is not only alone. He's got like the Dora Milaje, so he's got like those female bodyguards. And from the comic books, those women are nothing to mess with. Them women is bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of them are even badder than Black Panther. And that's something that's hard to achieve.
Okay.
And he's got his sister who definitely also becomes a Black Panther.
Yeah.
So I think Black Panther is definitely gonna be the equalizer, but they definitely need to start introducing more diversity because it's basic evolution 101.
Yeah.
If you don't introduce diversity, the genre's gonna die.
Absolutely.
Look at action. That's what happened to action.
The one movie, the king of diversity, yes it, man. Fate 8, man. So much diverse cast, man. Much. Yeah. Okay, so let's end this off. Guys, please post your comments down below what you thought about this video and the movie, or about whatever you want to talk about. I'm Mr. K, and this is
Buckmaster Cool. We signing out.
This is TMT signing out.